Well, let's see now with a simple example how one could express a judgment without hurting others. Let's say that we consider a person to be superficial in his behavior towards us, and this bothers us, and we want to communicate it to him or her in a healthy way. To do this, we must first connect with the heart and speak from a space of love and acceptance. When we speak with love, the energy of the conversation changes. The weight of our criticism will be much lighter, and the selection of our words will be more consistent and respectful. And therefore, we will tend to stimulate less defense or attack mechanisms from the listener. Furthermore, the more Christic love, that means the more compassion, the more understanding we feel within us, the more enveloping and effective our conversation will be, and will create an energy field of true dialogue and possibly even healing. It could happen. So we will come to a point that we can also touch some sensitive parts of a person without having a negative response, because the listener perceives our energy and our non-verbal communication more than words. The person receives the energetic charge of our communication, and the emotion that the words carry are more important than the words themselves. And I'm sure you already lived such experiences. It's not what you say, it's how you say them, right? The words. The second thing to do while communicating is to take full responsibility for our feelings. If it bothers us that a person has a superficial attitude towards us, we must keep in mind that if it bothers us, it is because the person is reflecting our past experience that has not yet been resolved or healed. We have to assume that the person acts as a mirror for us. That's very important. So she is giving us an opportunity to become more aware of our problem and then modify or heal it. If the person is superficial, it's an example, superficial, okay, with us and annoys us, it is likely that we have already experienced this superficially in the past and that it has hurt us. Okay? Any conflict or trauma experienced in the present is never the first time. Important point. But it is a repeated manifestation of the event, of the feeling, to heal our past. Now, if we said to the person, "You are too superficial because you have said this or done this or that," we can see how the whole sentence is centered on the person and nothing on us. So you can imagine this is easily perceived as an attack, especially if the person has an emotional charge linked to this experience of superficiality. So when we communicate connected to the heart and taking 100% responsibility for the reality we are experiencing, that is, that we ourselves are co-creating this reality with the other person who is bothering us because he's showing something to heal from our past, the sentence could be something like this. When you express or behave like this, I feel ignored and hurt. Therefore, I ask you to be more careful next time. Do you feel different? I hope so. So, here, we are not criticizing the person with the you, but only a part of his behavior by using words in a sentence like when you express yourself like this or when you behave like this, instead of saying you are like this. This is already less threatening and potentially offensive because we only address a behavior, not the whole person. And we know we are not a behavior. It is only a small part of us. We are so much more as a person. Then, if we add how his behavior, his or her behavior, makes us feel, we offer the person also a useful feedback so that he can understand the effect he has had on us, and this could help him or her reflect, think about it, because he understands that you are hurt and that you are not just attacking or criticizing him. By doing this, you're also more vulnerable in communication, and this helps also lower his defenses. But obviously, there are cases in which a person does not understand and begins to defend itself and attack anyway. This is no guarantee, okay? But this is not our business anymore. It is the person's choice, because despite the fact that we have tried to communicate it with the best part of us, the best way possible, the person is still forced to contact his wound, and the reaction then depends on the person, who is free to choose as he thinks best at that moment. Though we must remember that the person who hurts us, or rather, better said, who touched in us an old wound, gave us a gift, because it offers us the opportunity to understand or heal something from our past. This vision of inside communication is very, very important. And this is how we can judge, let's say, others without hurting them, because we connect with love, which is the energy that allows us to access and communicate through our true self, rather than with the ego. So in communication, what do we choose? To communicate with love and awareness, or with the help of our true self, or with the ego? I'll leave you with that question. And one last quick consideration. When we have to communicate with, a lot of assertiveness, and maybe we feel anger, the communication in that case is handled a little differently. So I'm just saying this just as a precaution, because, we cannot communicate in any situation the same way, okay? Talk soon.